Alright guys, so I hope you're doing fine as always. In today's video we will look at alternatives to Coinank. As you know, I really like Coinank, I use Coinank quite a lot. I run the pro version, but it came to my attention that this is no longer free for you guys. So in this video we will have a look at some free alternatives to use if you don't want to buy the Coinank subscriptions. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So probably the best free alternative to Coinank is Coinglass. This is an extremely useful website for crypto. So if you haven't already, I highly recommend just signing up on Coinglass. It's completely free, you just need an email. So this can be very intimidating at first because there's just so much to look at. But in this video we will just look for the alternative to Coinank. So if you go to Coinglass, then to the data tab right here, and then we go to the order book, will orders. This will open this tab right here. I do recommend closing the large orders to begin with. Of course you can have a look at it later on, but first of all just hide it to start. Now this must look quite familiar. It's called the will orders. Maybe yours will look a little bit different because I have been playing around with this already for a little bit, but let's have a quick overview. As you can see, this is very similar to the Coinank one. If you hover over these green and red boxes, you do see the order, how much, the initial value, the traded value, etc. Exactly the same as Coinank. On default, this will show every order above 1 million USD, but you can change this here to the right side. So I have it set to 5 million right now. You can set it to 10 million, which I usually had on Coinank if I remember correctly. So here you can choose the minimum value that an order has to be before it's shown on the chart, so we can filter out the little orders so it's only showing us the big orders. Then if we go to this setting tab right here, I do recommend selecting all 5 of these boxes, as I'm not sure they're all turned on default already, but we have Binance Spot, Binance Future, OKX, Spot and Future, and Coinbase Spot, so I do recommend selecting all of them. So now you do have the free alternative here on Coinglass. To the order book, it's pretty much the exact same thing as Coinank. We can also look for our deltas. This we will do here by clicking this whale order analysis. So exactly the same as Coinank, you just select your range. Let's say we want 3K ranges here, for example. We click again and we get this box with our deltas. Same as Coinank, we look at the Binance perpetuals. We can see we have a negative delta of minus 180 million right here in this range. The exact same as Coinank, so it should be familiar to you. If you want to know how to use this, I explain this all in the videos on deltas and on Coinank, so please feel free to watch those. So we pretty much have our deltas and our large orders again for free, so you don't have to buy the subscription. To exit, you just click the X, you have your box selected here, and you just select the trash can and the box is gone off your chart and you're good to go again. We can hide these, and we also have the large trades, which you will see show some bubbles. If you want to know what this means, you can just scroll down and it's all nicely written out here, both for the large trades as well as for the whale orders. So if you're interested in this, I highly recommend reading through all of this. But to keep the video short, we won't be going over all of this. So that was the free alternative for the order book and our deltas. You have so much more options on Coinglass. You have like RSI heat maps, for example, which just show you which coins are overbought, oversold, etc. Maybe another useful tool is the order book pressure right here, also under order book. This will show you a graph like this, which can be very, very intimidating at first, but luckily everything is described below again. So really feel free to read through this, what it all means. Pretty much you can see the red areas is selling pressure, darker and wider red zones indicate a higher concentration of sell orders, suggesting stronger resistance as the price moves up. So we can see here, for example, we do have a big cluster of sell pressure sitting above in this 70 to 72k range. Just a quick overview. I do recommend reading through everything if you're interested in this. But now that we have the alternative for the order book and our delta, we just need the alternative for our liquidations, which you can already see. You have a tab here called liquidations. If we go to the liquidation maps, I think this is clear for most of you already, or most people have seen this already. We can just look at on-chain or on-exchange liquidation maps, or just the Binance one. Let's have a look at the exchange liquidation map. Here I put a higher time frame, just so we can see where the big liquidations are sitting. Right here it's at this 85k zone. It's quite a lot of liquidations. You can have the hyper liquid one, etc. I think this is well known to most of you. If we go back to liquidations, we have the liquidation heat map, which I think is known to even more of you. I guess if you're in crypto, you've probably come across one of these maps before already, or you have seen these maps before. So here you can see some of the liquidation levels, etc. Also here, explanation is below. Finally, we also have the liquidation levels, which will be similar to our Coinank one. Let's load it in. Which also can be very intimidating at first, but if we zoom in, this looks quite familiar to the Coinank one. We can make the lines more visible, less visible. We can increase or lower the bubbles. We can select our time frame. Let's say we want a higher time frame. And most importantly, we can select and unselect our leverage type. So we want green for low leverage or purple. We have blue and red for medium leverage. And we have a different shade of green and orange for high leverage liquidations. So pretty similar to what we saw on Coinank. Only downside is we only have the option of Bitcoin right here. Maybe there is the option for other coins, I don't know, I haven't found it yet. Maybe it's out there. If I find it, I will keep you guys updated in the Discord server. So that's pretty much the free alternative to Coinank is Coinglass. We have our orders, we have our deltas, we have our liquidation levels, and we have so much more. And now lastly, I would also love to give an honorable mention to Bookmap. I've made separate videos about Bookmap, so if you're more interested in this, please feel free to check them out. Bookmap pretty much is also a visual representation of the order book, which updates live. And here we get nice overview of the current order book. We see the big order sitting here. We can see the battles going on. We have volume bubbles. We have these colorful bars which indicate the strength of the order book or how much contracts are sitting there compared to the others, etc. So again, so much options with Bookmap as well. Just wanted to mention that this is also an alternative that you could use to Coinank or Coinglass. But as I have a separate video already on Bookmap, we won't be going over that anymore in this video. Just a reminder, Bookmap is still out there for free as well. At least for crypto, not for the indexes. So that was everything for this video. I hope this was useful for you. As always, if there are any more questions, please feel free to ask it in the comment section or on the Discord server. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, see ya, bye bye.